Hi, welcome back to the channel. All's fair in toys, pop culture, and movies. Today I have some G.I. Joe reaction plus figures from Super 7, some figures they never made, so I'm super excited. These can go on my wall of what if these were made, right? Um, so let's start with Ramar, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He was featured in the Mass Device, the first G.I. Joe cartoon that they came out with. And Hasbro never made this, but I wonder if they would because he never appeared again. I don't think he was in the comics. Um, but he looks strong enough to be a contender for the team. Maybe they used him as their security guard later. But the other thing that's kind of fun is that in the 80s, you notice like a lot of cartoons when they would run out of things for the bad guys and good guys to do, and they obviously couldn't kill each other, so they'd send them to the gladiator ring. That was a nice trope that they had, and as you can tell, he's got the O-ring, the same standard way they made the original GI Joes, with that similar articulation, which I think is just fantastic. And tell me in the comments, do you guys collect, if you have like some GI Joe collectors out there, do you guys collect the O-rings? Because I know they do tend to disintegrate. I've heard a lot of stories about how over the years they don't hold up well because it's that little rubber band. So I don't know. It kind of scares me away from collecting like the older ones. And I know this will disintegrate in 50 years anyway. But for now, I can enjoy them. This is Tomax and Xamot. This is fantastic because Super 7 decided to make them in the original packaging, that very similar to their 1985 release, except they're in their business attire, which you saw all the time in the cartoon. These are actually my favorite villains from GI Joe, but I just think it's neat that you can. It's sort of that Superman thing, right? You can have the Clark Kent style where they're going about their evil deeds in disguise, and then if I don't have the original figures, I maybe someday, right? Those are pretty neat and expensive. Um, but if I did, and I was a kid, you can go back and forth and have all sorts of fun. And the Fatal Fluffies are one that I just never thought about too much as a figure. But when they came out with this, I was just really just had it hit me with the nostalgia feels because they were in space and the Pyramid of Darkness, and the Fatal Fluffies were very sci-fi. I love Star Wars and monsters, and these things come out like, these little Ewok things, and then they turn into big Chewbacca things. And I don't know though that Hasbro would have made them look so cartoonish because this is obviously like from the cartoon. And one thing I wonder about Hasbro is, if you look at the figures that they were releasing, they were kind of their own thing, and the cartoon took those and interpreted this, where this is mainly a straight cartoon interpretation. So I'm not sure how that would have gone if they made those in 84, 85. The other thing is, I would say with G.I. Joe, I think the villains, is my opinion, I think the villains are stronger on that set, just like Masters of the Universe. I would say Star Wars is maybe equal strengths, heroes and villains, and Transformers is more on the hero side. I would say it's its stronger suit. Just throwing that out there. If you guys have any preferences, let me know. And figures like, are the villains stronger in G.I. Joe for you, or the heroes stronger? And last but not least, I did want to compare real quick. This is a Hasbro retro collection. And the reason I want to show this is obviously it's the wrong articulation, but something that I feel like Super 7 is getting right is, if you look on the packaging, the Super 7 does say up here, "Real American Hero." And come on, Hasbro, I think you can put that. I think that's super important. G.I. Joe is a real American hero. Um, so yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit about some G.I. Joe figures I have that they never made before. Super excited to have these. like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.